Yo, Elliot. Really awesome and interesting question from one of our buddies who started weight training at Planet Fitness. He says he's only got enough money to train at Planet Fitness. I don't even know what that costs, but apparently, that's where he decided to train. Maybe it's only a few dollars a month. And all they have was a Smith machine, and he built up his bench press on the Smith machine in the locked position that the Smith machine barbell allows you to do. It only allows you to move. It doesn't allow you to move through very much. There's not too much play within the range of motion. It's a straight fixed pattern, right? He realized by watching some of my videos that that's not the best way to build up all the stabilizers within the joint, and it can create all types of muscular imbalances and set you up for injury. Good, cool. So he started using dumbbells, right? He's built up his incline in his flat bench press using dumbbells, and he's getting real strong. He can use up to 85s now, which is great for him, right? And now he wants to go back to using a barbell, but not the Smith machine, because there's a new gym in his town, I guess, in LA Fitness, and he goes there and they have a regular barbell, thank God, right? So he goes there, he's used to bench pressing 205 on the Smith machine. He's built up to 85-pound dumbbells with the dumbbell press, but when he goes to do the flat bench press, that's not fixed, that's in a power rack, he can barely get 135 pounds. What the fuck's going on? There's no crossover. How is this happening such that I was doing 205 with the Smith machine, 85s with the dumbbell, and now I can't even use a freaking barbell to do 135? Great question, and it allows me to point to just how important training the nervous system really is, right? So your ventures in bench pressing began with the Smith machine, which was in a locked position. Your nervous system becomes very ingrained, right? It creates a motor engram, very fixed in that one plane of motion. So every time you lay down on the bench and then you unhook the Smith machine, if you've done it over a year, like you said, your nervous system locks right in, right? That's why our nervous systems are so fantastic, because they recognize patterns. Boom, pattern recognition, boom. And it knows exactly what to do because you've built up that motor engram over years of doing it that way, right? You got smart, you started using dumbbells. Consider that when you lay down with the dumbbells, pop, pop, right? That your brain has to reprogram an entire new computer program. An entire new program has to be developed with the dumbbell. So you get there, boom, boom, with the dumbbells, right? And your brain goes to work for the first couple weeks. Your whole nervous system goes to work to figure out what's going on here. What do I have to stabilize? Where do I put my elbows? What do I have to do? What has to be engaged in order for me to use these dumbbells? So you built yourself up in one recognized pattern, and then you taught yourself another one, right? This is where people get confused about what's happening when they're using Smith machines. You then go and you figure, like, what's the big deal? What's the big difference between using a Smith machine and a barbell? You go and you lay down to use the barbell, and you don't know, your body doesn't know what the fuck to do. There's no program for using a free barbell. And not only that, your head brain is attached to the fact that it should be what it was in the Smith machine. But your nervous system, smarter than the head brain, recognizes that, whoa, this is totally different. In fact, I have to create a whole new motor engram. I have to create a whole new computer program in order to handle this thing. Because it's so different than the Smith machine, and definitely different than the dumbbells that you're using 85s for, right? So my invitation to you is, number one, to have some patience. Realize that you're taking your nervous system across a spectrum of skills that you're asking it to learn. And the very first skill that you taught it to learn, which is why I would advise newbies, beginners, to never use machines. The very first skill you taught it was a very fixed and robotic movement pattern that has very little crossover to anything in the world, much less training with other weights, right? It will make your muscles more swole, but it'll make your muscles big and dumb. A dumb muscle only understands one pattern. It can do this, I can do this, right? A smart muscle, you can give it all types of shit and it'll react, right? Barbells, dumbbells, boom. So, anyway, be patient with your nervous system, be patient with your muscular system. It will grow back up. Stay away from the fucking machines if you can, you know, if you have a choice. It will build back up. You will not be able to press as much with the fixed barbell as you did with the Smith machine, probably ever, because it gives you a false sense of strength, right? It's specialized strength, and it's easy strength. Yeah, I hope that makes sense to you guys. It's not, you gotta understand, like bodybuilding and strength training and performance are very different. Bodybuilding's cool, but there's a lot of gaps in there. You might look good, but your performance sucks, and your real strength might end up sucking. And I'm not saying that bodybuilding parameters or all exercises in particular or per se are bad, but the machine-based training, the locked, fixed patterns associated with building bulk in one muscle, isolated, is gonna fuck you up, dudes. So that's it. Hope that helps, man. Be patient, lift the barbell, grow stronger. Peace. Yo, Elliot.